Oh, sorry, Chris. Bro, I got all of a sudden, I was waiting for my 2-minute gimmick, and then all of a sudden we're on in 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah, we had to change the the time. I texted you that last week. We had to truncate the are you lifting now, man?
Are you crazy? Chris, I'm 61 years old. I could barely lift myself up to sit on the toilet.
Hey,
Am I lifting? Come on.
when I get 61, I'm gonna still be lifting, man.
Because you're an animal. I'm a winner. Big difference, bro.
Brother.
Yeah.
I don't see animal. It's all right, man. I got your back, man. I'm always your bodyguard, Vince.
Yes, yes, sirree. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Vince, man, we've got a hot developing story, man. Of going on that was going on during Raw. I was getting all types of messages from different people, Sportskeeda, and a whole bunch of other people, different sources, and all types of stuff. So, my days as a journalist, I'm more of a podcast. I'm a journalist. I'm still a journalist, but more of a podcaster than a journalist. I used to get all the good sources and stuff like that. I wrote for Sports Illustrated and Fox Sports, and it was all fun. Now, I don't dig as much. People just usually tell me stuff, and I don't mind quoting people who work their butts off to get some good sources. So with that being said, I'm going to credit Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, and he said this. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents, even though they'd had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event. That was WWE's statement received from to Fightful.com. Vince, we talked many times about people being bold enough to speak up. Did this cross the line?
No. And I love this. And I'll tell you why, Chris, because we lose sight of one thing, and you and I have said this over and over and over and over again. If these wrestlers are independent contractors, then that's part of the deal, bro. Part of the deal. They go to work. They're independent contractors. This is what we want you to do tonight. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to do that tonight. An independent contractor can make that decision and make that choice. And we've sat here, Chris, and we've seen them kill character after character after character, wrestler after wrestler after wrestler, brand after brand after brand. We've seen it nonstop since you and I have been doing this show. And, Naomi and Sasha Banks have been there for a while. They are both very credible. They both, in my opinion, forget WWE, forget Raw. They got magnificent brands. Many people have proven now, bro, there is life after wrestling in this world of social media, in this world of Tony Khan, just, tell them what you want to write on the blank check. They have choices now. But at the end of the day, Chris, when you want to pay your talent as independent contractors, this is how it can come back and bite you in the rear end. So I have no problem with this whatsoever.
I gave an example a few weeks ago. I'm a painter. I get assigned to a job.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, there's a shed that I want you to paint with a bunch of maggots in it.
Yeah,
No, I will go ahead and back out of this contract
right, right.
and gracefully take my exit. So here's another wrench to it, Vince. So there again, this is a developing story, but allegedly Naomi was supposed to win the whole thing, though. Go against Asuka, go against Bianca Belair at Hell in a Cell. There's rumors that she was supposed to pin Sasha, but I'm not quite sure about that. But there is talks about that Naomi was supposed to win the whole thing. So with them being dissatisfied with their tag team title run, this is what I don't necessarily understand. Now, they became tag champs. Naomi wasn't really receiving anything for a number of years. Now, Sasha, I kind of get it. Now, Sasha, she's been booked as being a top star for a number of years. Naomi was never consistently a top star, although Naomi's one of my favorite female wrestlers. She was never really booked as a consistent top star. So is this kind of guilt by association, or do you think that Naomi legit kind of feels some pull to make this move now? I mean, like, to me, it just doesn't make sense from Naomi's standpoint. It doesn't, honestly, from knowing the things about Sasha Banks, from what I've heard before and previous reports over the years, this isn't necessarily a surprise from Sasha. She's very outspoken. But Naomi, though, it's a bit of a surprise for me, Vince, especially since this is probably the biggest push that she's received in years, though.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, it doesn't hurt Sasha Banks that she did the Mandalorian, obviously.
True.
She's got a resume now where she can act. She also has I believe Snoop is her cousin. She's got people in the right places, bro. She could, yeah, she definitely does. Bro, I'm wondering if Naomi started getting more of a push because of the position her family members were in.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about the
Jimmy.
Usos, and I'm talking about Roman Reigns. But you know what, bro? Bottom line, and you and I have been talking about this for years, she should have been getting a push anyway.
Oh, 100%.
This is a girl that's a woman that's a blue chip athlete. I saw enough of the Diva show to see how much she loves the business.
Oh, yeah.
This is another victim of start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So she should have been given her due a long time ago. And maybe she just got to the point where, okay, finally, bro, whether she got, the added push because of her family or not, but maybe she saw this as just kind of going backwards again. And she feels that her and Sasha achieved a lot and she did not want to go back in the opposite direction. I mean, who knows? But bro, I'm always for somebody standing up for themselves. I probably told you a couple of months ago, Vince wanted me to critique the show for free. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not doing that. This is the same thing. I've said this, bro, for years. Vince McMahon is a wrestling promoter. The fact that people fear him, his days of being this genius and this guru are long behind him now, bro. And I got to tell you, Chris, there was when I was at TNA, one thing that always weighed on my mind was my livelihood was in the hands of Dixie Carter. And that always concerned me because from a business point of view, I don't think Dixie always made the right decisions. Great woman. It wasn't personal. And looking at Vince McMahon, if I'm a talent at this point, I've got to be looking at if he's making the right choices for me. I've got to be looking at that. And the bottom line is, bro, this is going to open up the door now for more and more people to do this if this story is correct.
Depends on who WWE thinks is expendable versus an asset. I think it's an asset versus liability thing for Vince. because Sasha's an asset, because there's been business stuff, they've been having, it was kind of like a stalemate for a while. She was off television. And, I mean, she has pull. So, I mean, they love Snoop. They bring him in, and she's got a pull with that. She's, her and Charlotte for a while was the women's division, they really was the big feud for a while that really helped the women's evolution. And so she's got pull for sure. I'm just not sold on Naomi, though, making this decision. I'm not, and I agree with you 100%. We talk about it every week. I'm all for people speaking up for themselves because, like I said before, and like you say, like we say every single week, they're independent contractors. Um, I don't know. For Naomi, this is the biggest push she's received in a number of years. Does she use this? And if the reports are correct that they came in and put the tag team titles on the desk, I just don't know. From a Sasha standpoint, makes sense. It seems like WWE would spend more time reaching out, calling Sasha back if this happened than calling Naomi back. I just don't see the WWE calling Naomi back
Well,
if
see,
this
but
were to happen.
again, Chris, a couple things here. You said it depends on who's expendable and who's not. I really believe that they think anybody is expendable. I really do,
Except Reigns. I don't
especially
think they think
with the
Reigns is.
with the money they're making now, bro. I think they would make. I think in their mind they believe they'll make that money without Roman Reigns, without Cody Rhodes. I really believe
You think
everybody
so?
is
Really?
without a shadow of a doubt, bro.
Wow.
With obviously Brock isn't there. They're not throwing the kitchen sink at Brock to have him there every week. I believe, bro, there's more that comes into play here because I think it is the family. What if the family now says, hey, you know what? Talk about bloodline. We're going to stand behind our blood. You were doing her wrong, and she stood up. She stood up for herself. Now we've got a little bit of an issue. So if she's got that kind of backing, bro, that could add a whole other layer to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it could. I agree with that. I will say though, I do think that there's a few people that they were willing to um spend more time hearing, airing their grievances essentially. Like for me, if a Roman Reigns came in and just started lighting up Vince, like he wouldn't say, "Well, get out." You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't do that. But if like an Akira Tozawa, I mean, there is a pecking order. I mean, you know this, Vince. There's a pecking order. If someone like a Akira Tozawa came in and started trying to chew out Vince, he would say, "Pack your bags and get out of my office." And as a matter of fact, get out my building. You know what I mean? And maybe we'll give you a call back. But Roman Reigns I mean, his gimmick is needle mover, but he's a legit needle mover as far as like, highest grossing, quarter ever, in WWE with Reigns at the helm. And as far as your Brock Lesnar comment, I agree with that he's not a big attraction, but you know how it is with all of the with the important pockets of the quarterly meetings, right? You have the beginning of the year pocket, you have the post WrestleMania pocket, the one leading into SummerSlam, and then the end of the year, right? Brock Lesnar usually peaks in around those times just to boost those numbers. Sometimes a Goldberg do too. They throw a Hogan in there every now and then to do that. And they've thrown a bunch of money on the table for Brock to keep him because Brock, I mean, he's said plenty of times that I don't need your money. I'm making seasoning. I'm making meat seasoning and cutting up, butchering, and cutting up meat now. I mean, he doesn't need that. But they keep throwing him because they don't have enough stars. I mean, and this is to your point, they don't have enough stars now to really make just people just leave without pulling and that Legends will again. They have Reigns. Reigns has that pull. But to your point, though, and I've said this before too, they don't have anyone now that is standalone other than Reigns that if all the legends don't get callbacks from or don't want to come back, who really do they have? What handful of people do they have to really push the next level?
Chris, I could tell you this, though. I'm telling you, bro, I could tell you this about Vince, and this is factual and this is matter of fact. Even if a Roman Reigns stood up to Vince McMahon, and I'm talking about man to man stood up to Vince McMahon, I'm telling you, bro, in Vince's mind, in Vince's head, Reigns is gone, but it's going to be on Vince's time. It's going to be when Vince, I seen him do it with Shawn Michaels, bro. I lived through it. And when Shawn was on top and earning money and standing up to Vince, Vince told me flat out, you know, I'm going to deal with Shawn on my time. What that meant is when somebody else was ready, like an Austin or a Rock, to replace, and he was expendable at that time, boom, he was gone. And I'm telling you, bro, that's nobody in Vince's mind, nobody will ever be bigger than the company. And let's look at what they did, bro. The focus went on the company and away from superstars and individuals. So that really is the philosophy, bro, that nobody is bigger than the company.
Yikes. Well, we shall see where this goes. And I don't think Sasha's bigger than the company. So her decision to
I don't think anybody's big. I don't think anybody's bigger than the company. Listen, bro, all those deals they're making, you know, Peacock, USA Network, Saudi Arabia, Fox, all those deals they're making, bro, they're making those deals with or without Roman Reigns. Yeah. They're not making those deals because of anybody on that current roster. They're making those deals off of their reputation. These companies are getting social media numbers. They're buying a brand. They're buying a rich history. Nobody on that current roster right now is responsible for any of those deals. Nobody.
Interesting. So with that being said, Vince, do they not someone like a chief branding officer, like Stephanie McMahon's role, you don't think she, during those meetings with Fox, she doesn't pull names who are like big names to just kind of have them, just to kind of layer it and add more,
absolutely not. Absolutely
add
not,
more to
bro.
the pitch.
Absolutely not. They're avoiding names. Bro, I'll tell you, here's what they're pitching more than anything. Really, what they're pitching more than they're not pitching. They can't pitch the names, bro, because they can't sell them on TV ratings. Those names are on TV. What they're pitching, bro, is the brand and the social media imprints and YouTube, and that's what they're selling. That's what those people want to get in bed with. So I was reading an article the other day of I think it was something that Bischoff commented on, but like WWE is like in so many things that their names are constantly out there. And that's what they want to create. You don't have to watch the show, bro, to know about the WWE. Their names appear in so many things with their stamp, and that's what they sell, bro.
Algorithms, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep. All right. One more topic at hand before we get into Raw. Another buzzing topic. The lid to my pen fell and wandered off. So we'll see where that goes. 73 years old, Vince. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Ric Flair.
He is returning back to here. I found it. So in the summertime, he'll be back. He's been getting trained by Jay Lethal, who's a great trainer, great choice for a trainer, by the way. He's coming back. One more match. He's going to be competing at the Crockett Cup. and rumor is that his opponent's Ricky Steamboat. So uh, I'm a Ricky Steamboat mark, man. He's one of my top 3 of all time, and it's super nice guy too, man. Super nice guy. It's kind of like Never Meet Your Heroes. You've ever heard of Never Meet Your Heroes?
Oh yeah,
They
of
say that.
course. Yes, yeah.
I've met Ricky Steamboat in person and talked to him, and now we're on a texting basis. Super nice guy, man. And I met Animal, Road Warrior Animal in person. And just it LOD's Road Warriors are my all-time favorite tag team. And I met him in person. Super nice guy. Ended up being good friends. He ended up, he was the original co-host here. So, the never meet your heroes adage doesn't always pan out. And I'm happy that 2 of my heroes, Ricky Steamboat and Road Warrior Animal, I met both of them in person during media, and just super, super nice guys. So I'm pulling for Ricky, man. He's still in good shape. And man, what do you think? What do you think? 73-year-old Ric Flair, Nature Boy, is going back in the ring for
Yeah,
one
bro,
last ride in Space Mountain, brother.
it's his life, man. I mean, if he wants to do it, if he thinks he can do it, I mean, he knows what's involved. If there's any red flags or anything, I'm sure he's aware of everything. It's his life, bro. If he wants to do it and he thinks he's got one left in him, obviously I want everything to turn out okay. God forbid, something happened, but hey, man, he's a grown man. He knows his health, he knows his condition. If he thinks he can, pull this off and he really wants to do it, I'm sure there's a great payday involved. Bro, all the power to him. I could tell you, as a former WCW champion in 12 years,
Woo!
his
Yes.
junior. Yes,
Yes.
12 years his junior. I would never think about a return engagement at this point in my life, but I am not Ric Flair. So, if he wants to do it, good for him and good luck, bro.
Indeed, indeed. And I would say, what's safer person to get in the ring with than your greatest rival of all time, Ricky Steamboat, who you've had thousands of matches with. So, if anything, Ricky Steamboat's the one to go in the ring with. Although, if Jay Lethal wouldn't be a bad idea too, because he helped train them, and they've been hitting the ropes quite a bit lately. So, but Crockett Cup, NWA makes sense. Ricky Steamboat
Yeah.
being the guy. Rollin with the 199 super chat, bro. Sasha and Bailey hated issues over the tag team titles before. Maybe had. That's what
Probably had,
Rollin
I would
mean.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, had. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about their issues that they had with the tag titles before, but again, man, I hear you, I hear others. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just not sold on the fact of Naomi, this being a good move for Naomi. But I will say though, I do also agree that standing up for yourself, I'm a fan of it. I do it all the time. So all right, before we get into Raw, let's do the question. The running question for today is what do you think, SK Nation, what do you think is the best pro wrestling mashup theme song? The best, your favorite. There's been a lot of mashup theme songs. It's a relatively newer concept over the past maybe 15 years or so. What's your favorite pro wrestling mashup thing? Right now, we have RK Bro. We have a mashup between our Randy Orton's theme and Riddle's theme. SK Nation, what is your favorite pro wrestling mashup theme song? Speaking of theme songs, with the Omos, who has a very interesting theme song, um, starts off with his steel cage match against Bobby Lashley. This actually makes sense of this actually makes sense of why they booked this in the very beginning, because of the lousy finish. What do you think, Vince?
Wow, bro, I didn't understand a lot that took place in this match. For one, and the announcers said it themselves. Cedric Alexander gets involved, and the announcers said themselves, the cage is meant to keep outsiders out. Okay. Of all people to get in the cage, Cedric Alexander. Then almost throws Lashley through the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, first of all, I swear to God, every summer I grow award-winning basil plants. Okay. And bro, I just planted them today, and it was very windy out, so I had to get these little chopsticks, and then I used those plastic ties to attach the plant to the chopstick, right?
Okay.
And I'm looking at that side of the cage go down, and I'm saying, was that cage up with the same plastic ties that I use for my basil plants? Because that thing just went flat down. But that I didn't even have an issue with that. The issue I had with Lashley gets slammed through the cage, bro, and he's no selling and celebrating the victory. Bro, the dude just threw you through the cage, which meant that took total dominance. He threw you through the cage. You no-sold that, and then you're up and celebrating at the end. Bro, you won by a technicality. The dude manhandled you. He got the best of you. And that's the baby face, bro. If the heel would have won the match, that's exactly how the heel should be behaving. Bro, sometimes I think, I got to be honest with you, sometimes I think these agents, bro, I know the list of agents that they have at that company, and with all due respect, I'm sure they work very hard. But bro, from what I gather, there aren't like too many main eventers that are agents to these matches, or guys that were on top for many, many, many years. And I swear, bro, I look at stuff like this sometimes, and I'm like, does anybody know what they're doing? This isn't a way the baby face would not be acting this way, bro.
I agree.
It was so backwards, it wasn't even funny, Chris.
Very heelers, and he was laid out on the top of the cage, and he gets to, he kind of gets to his senses, comes to his senses, and he's like, oh. And meanwhile, Omos is looking at him the whole time, and MVP's like, oh, wait a minute. And he's kind of giving the sign to Omos, and Omos is looking like a big dunce, like, oh, they didn't call the bell yet, but I'm just going to stand at the same spot the whole time. And then he comes to his senses, and then he just walks down, as opposed to him just hurry up while he's knocked out. Why don't I just walk out? Why is he even looking at him? Like, does he not know the cage, conditions, the stipulations? It was just so weird to me, as far as that concerned. Question. Aaron said,
go ahead, Chris.
Real quick, SK Nation, number one, Edgehead said a rated RKO. Aaron said Taker and Kane. Mike, Daniel Bryan and Kane. Derek does the Ministry of Darkness and corporate theme counts a mashup. Yep, that's him. That's a mashup. Yeah, mine. Jericho is one of my favorites. I think that was probably one of my favorites. Vince, what do you got, man? You got something to say?
I was just gonna say, bro, I won the WCW heavyweight title that way because Goldberg speared me through a cage. Bro, I was dead. Like I was dead. So, they're supposed to be building up almost as this big, gigantic monster, and he throws Lashley through a cage, and Lashley is up and celebrating that type of. I don't know, bro. Like I said, man, do these agents know what they're doing? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. Safe it says rated RKO as well. Veer Mahan is the special guest, a special choice for Mustafa Ali's opponent. This leads to Veer winning and then get him in the cervical clutch, and then I'm taking pictures with Theory and Miz. And then we have a return of the Mysterios to make the save, Vince.
Well, I got a simple question for you. So it's a 3-on-1 basically. You got Miz, you got Veer, and you got Theory. It's a 3-on-1.
Yep.
So I guess the objective is to really make us care about Mustafa Ali. Bro, why are we going to care about him when obviously the Mysterios don't? These guys come out after all the damage is done. So they're standing in the back, the two baby faces, watching the other baby face get cheated and manhandled by 3 guys. And they're not going to come out to the ring till after the 1, 2, 3. So obviously they don't care about Mustafa Ali. So if they don't care about him, why should I? I mean, is that a logical point?
Yeah, it is. And I would even add, Vince, why should anybody care about Mustafa Ali if he's getting ribbed every single week and he's losing every week? Is this a build to the US title match? If it is, why do I care?
No. This is a build. This is a build to them being able to look him in the face and say, bro, we tried, man. We tried. Put you out there with the Miz, bro. We put you out there with, we tried, man. That's exactly what this is, bro. Yeah. That's exactly what this is.
Indeed. Special shout out to Mike. He said he should have been Toots Mont that came out as Ali. Special.
Toots.
Toots.
Yes.
What is this? Arsenio Hall?
Toots.
Arsenio Hall, man. Very nice. Backstage, we get Becky Lynch and Adam Pearce. And so, they were taking jabs at Naomi and Sasha early. They were saying that Naomi and Sasha walked out, and then Corey, he got the nod to say that they were very unprofessional. He said that during the night too. Give me your
bro. It's funny. It's funny because I'm just going to give a cheap plug, but not on purpose because it's relevant. I just reviewed an hour of the Attitude Era today. It is 2 weeks after the Survivor Series, and they're still burying Brett. Like 2 weeks, 2 weeks after that's what they did. They're like children, bro. They're like little children and little babies. That's what they do. Petty, exactly. Bro, can you imagine, Chris, you and I love collegiate sports. I love professional. Bro, can you imagine a professional sports outlet carrying on like they do? Can you imagine, bro? Like, seriously, contract negotiations break down and they bury the guy because he didn't want to accept what they offered. Could you imagine?
That George Steinbrenner,
it's unreal the way they act. It's so wrestling, bro. It's so wrestling.
And it's not a good look on the genre of sports or sports entertainment as a whole. It's not a good look.
Absolutely not.
No. For a professional sports company to be that petty when it comes to contracts and things like that, it's just not a good look for the brand, I would say. Because like you said, I mean, MLB was doing that, or
bro, look at Trevor Bauer and the Dodgers. I mean, look at that situation. Look at the position he put them in, and they've Not said a word, bro. I mean, that's
Yes.
how you got to handle business, but not wrestling, man. Not wrestling.
Nope. Because it's a one-man show who thinks he
Yes.
has basically his hand he has his finger ready to push whatever button he wants to, whenever he wants to, and everybody has to respond to the buttons he
And
pushes.
this is the man that I'm reportedly begging for a job every week. Chris, I said this. I come on here with Dr. Chris on Monday night, and we bury the show to oblivion. And then what, bro? I wake up Tuesday morning and call Vince McMahon. Look at like,
Yes.
do you know how absurd, like, bro? How absurd can people possibly?
Vince, no, Vince. Dr. Chris and I, no. We're just,
No,
it's just a gimmick, you know.
no,
No,
baloney,
Vince.
baloney gimmick. I put all the heat on you, Chris. I say, God, no,
Yes.
bro, it's him. Come on, man. I don't feel that way, bro. It's really that Dr. Chris character.
Yeah, it's that
man.
Dr. Chris guy. You know? It's all him. We talked before. He just tells me
Yeah.
to bury the show every week. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's what you do every week. But
Yes.
the cat's out the bag, Vince. We all know what you do on Tuesday nights when you wake up. Now you call Vince.
That's the one thing I love about this business, bro. Like, I love with this business, like when you look at things logically, you really understand like how absurd they all you got to do is look at it with logic, bro, and you're like, really, bro? Like,
well, that's
but
social
anyway.
media, Vince. I mean, people
I
don't
know,
logically
bro.
disagree. I mean, it's like if I disagree with you, that means that you're the spawn of Satan, Vince.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
that's
I
how
guess.
people, yeah, that's how people have been. That's how people portray civil discourse nowadays. It's not very civil. So it's unfortunate, but hey, you know, people still watch the Legion of Raw every week, bro.
Yes.
And they love it. Absolutely. Thank you, Sportskeeda. Thank you, SK Nation, for continuing to flood these chats, man. You know, good stuff. Good stuff.
Toots.
Toots. By the way, good segue. If you love the show, give it a thumbs up. Let's push these algorithms and when people search WWE Raw on YouTube, let Sportskeeda be one of the first reviews that they go to. But if you hit the like button, and if you comment, good positive comments are good too for the show. How much you love the show. We always get these live awesome comments of how you love the show. That's great. Translate those comments onto the comment section too, because that also boosts the analytics up. So we thank you for all your support for the SK Nation, because you guys are awesome, bro. Toots. Next we have Riddle defeating Jimmy Uso. They have a tag team title unification match coming up on Friday. Do you think it's going to be legit, or do you think it's going to be some type of
Did they say where Orton was
tonight?
Yeah.
They were in Norfolk, Virginia.
No, Orton. Where was Orton during this?
Oh, they didn't say anything about Orton.
Wait a minute.
As far as I know, they didn't say anything about Orton.
So Riddle's out there with both Usos and Orton's, and they didn't cover that.
Someone said he had a family engagement.
But did they say that? Did they say that?
I didn't hear them say anything about.
Wow, I see that's the part, bro, that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable to me. Totally unacceptable, man. You've got to cover all these loose ends, man. You got to cover all these loose ends, and that's why this is butt backwards again, because
Rollins said it. They said they did. They said they did say it. Okay, I must have been.
They said a family emergency.
What did Corey say? If Corey said it, what did he say? If you remember,
I would love to hear exactly what he said. But here's the bottom line, bro. So you got both Usos out there, and Riddle goes over. So what does he need Orton for?
True.
Shouldn't it have been the other way around? Shouldn't he have gotten destroyed because Orton's not there because of a family emergency?
Well, you know how it is, Vince. It's that 50-50. It's because Riddle won today, that means that the Usos are going to win on Friday. And but I think it's going to be some type of schmoz, though. I don't see just a regular SmackDown unifying the titles. This seems like a pay-per-view match to me. But I mean, it might be legit. We might see it on Friday, but I do think that it might be just a ruse. Like they're trying to lure us in and have us watch on SmackDown, and it'll probably be some type of schmoz finish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I like SmackDown, I think SmackDown's the best pro wrestling show. I mean, I have some critiques about SmackDown, but if I had to pick the best wrestling show right now on television, I would say SmackDown. It's 2 hours. It's not a lot of fluff. It's just it's pretty compact as far as I see. Liv Morgan is backstage, Vince. She thinks about joining the team of Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Why was this even a thing? Why was this even a segment?
I thought it was a segment because there was going to be a 6-man. So I'm assuming that's what we're working towards.
A 6-man mixed tag?
Yeah. That's why I thought so. I've got to assume that's what they're working towards till maybe a pay-per-view or something.
Oof. I guess so. So they're going to do that 6-man, and they're going to do another 6-man with Mysterios and Ali against Veer.
That was the only sense that I made out of it, bro. That's it. That was the only sense I can make out of it.
Vince, people are saying Dynamite is their favorite show. What do you think?
I haven't watched that in ages, bro. So I can't comment on that. I stopped watching that a long time ago.
Yeah. Next we have we got Edge.
Wanting AJ Styles to be a part of Judgement Day.
That's all I got, Vince. What do you got, man? He cuts a promo. He puts his skull ring on the the weight scales, and
I got absolutely nothing, bro. I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing either than that. I love when Judgment Day comes out now because every week I'm going to use my voice effect. So
yes, I love that. I love that. I'm a big fan of. Yes.
In my voice, you remember the Black Scorpion?
Oh yeah, of course. That was awesome. Yeah.
From California.
Yes.
You remember me, Sting.
Oh, I love that, man. That's awesome.
Hold on, I'm gonna try.
There we go. You can't see me now. You remember me, Sting, from California. But I'll tell you, you wait until next week, and I'm gonna have more clues for you, Sting, because I am the Black Scorpion.
Can I give you Sting's response?
What's Sting's?
You want Sting's response to that?
Yep.
Toots, is that you, Toots?
Toots.
Toots.
Next we have AJ Styles and Ric Flair.
Bro, I swear to God, I was doing a live stream. I could not remember Cirillo's name for the life of me. I literally have Garza and the other guy. I literally could not remember his name for the life of me, bro. The life of me.
Yeah, and it's funny because because they were just on Raw just a few weeks ago feuding with Ricochet, and they were just like, I don't know, man. I've got nothing for y'all. Hey, you guys, just we're not going to announce it. Just you guys are on Raw this week. We don't. Oh man, it's so bad that we can't. We got to keep putting toots over. We can't get
I
so.
swear, bro, I could not remember their
anymore.
name. I could not remember
Yeah,
the
man.
name, bro.
But yeah, I mean, but here's my theory with this, Vince. I think that Finn Balor is going to join Judgment Day, or should I say,
Judgment Day.
I think that he's going to join.
Maybe he turns on AJ.
I think he's going to turn on AJ. I think the swerve is that Edge is trying to recruit AJ, and Finn Balor's just kind of like an advocate, just there. He was feuding with Damian Priest for a hot second, and then Damian Priest joined on him. But I think the ruse is going to be Finn Balor joining Edge.
But it would be more. You would get Finn over more if he was a demon on the babyface side. You'd get him over.
Well, remember we talked about that. I think that he should join as Finn, and then he's with Judgment Day, and then all of a sudden they have a crack in the group. He gets jumped out, and then at WrestleMania, I would like to see Demon Finn against Edge. I think that would be
that'd be good.
Yeah, and then Demon Finn win. I think that would be a good way to put him over. Next we have Kevin Owens. Oh man, it's your favorite segment. Anything dealing with Kevin Owens and the lie detector test.
I don't even, Chris. I don't watch. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch it. I'm not 3. I'm literally. I'm not watching this 5-year-old stuff. I'm not gonna lose IQ points by I'm stupid enough. I don't need to lose more IQ points by watching this stuff, bro.
Man. Onward, we have Alexa Bliss. I mean, Alexa Bliss, just amazing talent, movie star talent, and she's getting booked so blandly. Like she just looks so bland being booked against Sonya Deville now. Who is Alexa Bliss now?
I don't know, bro, because she's got this new rocker type music. She's got new gear, but she still has the doll.
Yeah, still has
the only thing. I swear to God, bro, the only thing I could think of as a shoot is like there are 10,000 of those dolls in the warehouse, and they got to sell them. Seriously, that's otherwise. Why would she still have it if it's not part of the gimmick at all?
Yep. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
they got to keep selling.
Bro, I got to tell you something. They got to be real careful because this is gonna backfire on them. They got to be really careful. I'm telling you, bro. When I'm seeing a countdown to Cody, let me translate that into, okay, bro, you're shoving the guy down our throats now. Big mistake. Big mistake, bro. We don't need countdown to Cody Rhodes's words of wisdom. The second fans feel like you're shoving somebody down our throat, it's game over. Big mistake by doing that, bro. Huge.
It's so funny you said that, Vince, because when they did that in the beginning, I was like, I thought the same thing. I said, man, ooh, this is going to backfire. This is going to backfire.
We never did that with Austin. We never did it with Rock. We never did it with Taker. We never did it with any of those guys. Countdown to when Austin's coming to the ring. Really? Never happened. Yeah, that's not good, bro. I'm telling you. That's not good.
So the countdown ends and Jericho doesn't come out, but Cody Rhodes comes out instead. Cuts another promo. And along those lines, I mean, this led to a Hell in a Cell match, official. And we knew that. I like the fact that the fans are still cheering for Cody. The Cody honeymoon stage isn't over yet, but it would be highly, highly expedited if they are doing more countdowns. And I think if they keep putting him on a mic every single week, give us some mystique. Give us something to yearn for when it comes to Cody. If you keep having him come out and cut promos for 20 minutes, we're going to get an oversaturation of Cody.
And on top of that, bro, we're setting up a Hell in a Cell match, right?
As a rubber match.
That's supposed to be the match to end all matches.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, Seth Rollins doesn't seem to be the least bit afraid. He thinks it's funny. Okay, so I don't understand. This is supposed to be one of the most dangerous matches of all time,
Yeah.
but Seth thinks it's funny, and he's laughing at the match.
And this
So
is a rubber
How bad
match.
could it be?
And it's a rubber match with Cody already winning the first 2 matches. That's not a rubber match. It's the rubber match is the 3rd match of that ends the split, right?
Yep.
But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then how does this? So essentially, the agreement is to help Seth essentially put Cody over by having him beat him 3 pay-per-views in a row.
Well, see, but Chris, this is exactly what the problem with the business is, and where it's at now. The whole point of this match is for the internet community and the dirt sheets and everybody else to get off on the match. There's no build, there's no story, there's no stakes, nothing. It's all about what these two do in those 20 minutes. That's the difference of the business between then and now. That's it in a nutshell, bro.
Yes, that's indeed, my man. Next we get to Asuka cutting a backstage interview. I cringe every single, and I'm not a big fan of that word, but I cringe every time I hear Asuka cut a promo. Not because of Asuka, because I'm a big fan of Asuka.
Yeah.
It's because they're using her so poorly. I just don't. I mean, keep the mystique and don't have her act like she's crying and mocking Becky. I just don't like how they're using her in those interviews and those promo segments. I despise it.
Yeah, I agree.
Next, we have Ezekiel defeating Chad Gable. I mean,
I love the fact, bro. Like I love that there's 3 of them out there, and there's just Elijah. And after Elijah gets the quick 1, 2, 3, all 3 of them want to kill Elijah, but the invisible wall is keeping them from getting. I love that they still do this. I love that they still do this, bro. It's unfreaking believable.
What was so funny about that is Cody cut a promo in the infancy of AEW. Cody cut a promo that they won't be doing the invisible wall. And then guess what they do now?
The invisible
AEW?
wall.
The invisible wall. Yeah. 24/7 segment. Tozawa gets his paper served, and Truth wants his baby back, and collision between Dana Brooke and Carmella. So was this starting a feud between Carmella and Dana Brooke, Vince?
I guess so. Can't wait.
Yeah. I'm excited too. Lacey Evans. See, this hurt me a bit because there's rumors of her turning all this turning into her being a heel, which is a horrible idea. But man, the Norfolk crowd, man, I mean, after 30, 45 seconds, they really popped for the veterans that were out there, and then they just fell flat when she kept talking. I'm like, oh man, it seems like I was waiting, and it seems like a lot of the current watchers, they are dirt sheet watchers too. I mean, they read dirt sheets. And so it seems like they were waiting for that moment where she's like about to cut that heel promo. So they were just waiting for it. And so they didn't want to react so much because they knew it was happening, but it didn't happen. But there's a part of me who feels that Vince and company kind of threw her out there. And even we were seeing people in the comments saying that they were waiting for the same thing. It seemed like they just kind of threw her out there to see what her reaction is, to either one, make the heel turn bigger if she turns another time, or to see what if they're going to turn on her that night. What are your thoughts on?
I can't believe them making I can't believe there's going to be a heel turn. Who's saying this? The dirt sheets?
There's some reports from the sheets that she's going to turn.
I can't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't.
Kind of fell flat on her though, man.
Well, because it's because it's predictable, bro. This is a Vince McMahon promo. This is a Vince McMahon straightaway promo that we've been hearing since Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, that's why, bro. There's no meat to it. There's no reality to it. This is a Sergeant Slaughter promo, bro.
And that's in order. I think that she should stay babyface, but
I do too.
Yeah. If she does all this for a turn, I'm like,
I'm gonna ask you a trivia question now.
Let's do it.
I was watching the Attitude Era today, and Sergeant Slaughter is getting ready to wrestle Triple H. Okay, and he calls him 3 things. I'm gonna see if you can name the third one. He says, "You scum, you slime, you
maggot."
Oh, tremendous.
Thank you.
Tremendous. Tremendous. Yes, you maggot.
Thank you.
I love that. I love the maggot.
And we end up with Asuka and Becky Lynch. Asuka wins. Like I said, I'm a fan of Asuka, and I'm happy that she won. But and her and Bianca should have been billed like this in the very beginning instead of just throwing them on her match on Raw.
Well, bro, the only problem I have with this, again, logic. It's all, if you can't add logic to this because forget about it. But last week, Becky Lynch is ringside and she gets involved in the match. Yeah. So aren't the odds if you put Bianca Belair ringside, she's going to get you know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that, listen, if you're going to do it because you need it for the finish, just do it in a more creative way. Please just do it in a more creative way. That's all.
I agree. Bianca versus Asuka with the build should be, decent. 2 of my favorites, and I think it should be a good match. Yes. Just Asuka losing though, just to lose. I'm not a fan of that. I think there would be some type of interference by Becky to protect them, which I wouldn't be too opposed of. So we shall see where this goes. Vince Russo, you've got a show, you've got a channel. Let them know.
Channelattitude.com, everybody. Check that out. A lot more than wrestling on there too. Bro, I did a whole show yesterday. I can't believe, bro, you know what the problem is? I never get reported on in any of these sites because these cheap you-know-whats won't pay to listen to my shows. And I give so much great insight. I ain't doing it for free, bro. I ain't doing it for Viagra ads. I ain't doing it for free, bro. But nobody knows what I say because they're too cheap to pay for it. Bro, I got contacted by somebody last week who is doing I don't want to mention them by name. I don't know if they want me to yet. If they do, I'll say it. It's somebody that is known. They're doing a documentary on the whole Hogan, Bubba the Love Sponge, Gawker case. And it made me go down a rabbit hole. And I'm going down the rabbit hole and I'm like, bro, what if this entire thing was a work? What if Bubba and Hulk were in on this together? Hulk's got the best lawyers in the world. Yep. There could have been a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow if these guys played this off just right. And then at the end of the day, Bubba and Hulk split the money, whatever the case may be. And when you look at the case, bro, there's so many holes in this thing that I'm like, wait a minute, bro. This might have been a work. And these are the things that never get talked about, bro, because we're too busy talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling. But guys, I did a whole show on this. I got a new show called Glass Onions on russosbrand.com. And when you look at this thing, and we all know wrestling's a work, and Hulk's one of the greatest workers of all time.
Indeed.
I'm telling you, bro, I think him and Bubba may have laughed all the way to the bank. Possibly. Possibly. I'm speculating.
And as Vince McMahon would say, you all bought it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh my God. Give me the whatchamacallit one more time. The dark shadow, the black scorpion.
This is the black scorpion. I got you, man. I got you.
But you gotta, now you gotta give Sting a chance to guess who it is, because Sting don't know who it is. He just hears the voice. Go ahead.
Sting.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Are you talking to me? You're talking to me?
Sting.
Yes.
We know each other.
Okay.
You remember 1986, World's Gym, Sacramento, California.
Yes.
We bumped into each other, Sting, but you did not say hi to me, and I will never, ever forget that, Sting. That's why I'm here.
Wait, California? Wait a minute, mystery guest. California Gold's Gym?
California, Sting. I did not stutter, did I?
I know who it is.
Who is it?
Warrior? Warrior, is that you?
Man, come on.
Warrior.
All
right, Sting. You got it. It's me.
Tremendous, bro. Tremendous.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Shadowattitude.com, blackscorpion.com, and and TwoSpot.com.
We have fun, don't we? Don't we, Doctor? Don't we have fun?
We have a good time, man. This is, look, man, I legit watch Raw. I don't care about watching Raw. I don't. But I have a really, really good time with you, Vince, and I have a good time with this Kid Nation.
You got to have fun with this, bro. Bro, listen, I'm going to be honest with people in Sportskeeda. If you're still in the room, bro, honestly, like you can't be taking this show seriously.
No.
If you're watching this show and like you're taking it seriously in any way, shape, or form, you're really missing the fun. You're really missing the fun. When you start looking at this show as a parody of itself, that's when it's funny, bro. Then it becomes entertaining.
100%.
Yes.
Well said. Right on the money, my man.
Thank you very much.
Vince Russo, channelattitude.com. I'm at Chris Prolific. This is the Legion of Raw, ladies and gentlemen, and be sure
to always look behind you, because the Black Scorpion may be there.